Hey y'all, welcome to True Grit Crime. I am your host, Mama Gritty. And boy, today has been a day, y'all. It has been a day. Welcome in, Dark Arts, Donnie, Aaron. Thank you guys so much for coming in and listening. Anybody else that's coming in and listening. There's just a lot of things that have been on my mind that I really want to talk about and I really want to say before I get into like all of this stuff. So, like, in my heart, like today is kind of like a little bit of a win. You know what I mean? It's like it's a good win. Okay. Because even today, like as soon as like some of these documents were being read earlier, because I was listening to it and I was like, holy guacamole, that's why I got this call. That's why I got that call. This is why I was answering things about this and that. And I'm loving it right now. And it's fantastic in so many different respects. But then it's like you have to come out of the clouds and you have to really think about like the totality of everything that's happened. There's a lot of fuckery that's been afoot, people. A lot. I also have been kind of dealing with like my own personal stuff. Like, the last couple of days, I have dealt with people being unbelievably unkind to others. And I don't like it, and I get it. Like, I get why people are unkind, but there's something about me that you may not understand. Ever. I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to settle. And I'm not going to give you something freely. Trust is earned. Respect is earned. Loyalty is earned. Those are things that I look for and qualities of the people that I want surrounding me and my energy and my field. As you can tell, I've been blowing up my community page for several days now. That was because stupid came lurking and knocking at my door, and you knocked at the wrong fucking door, man. So let me put it to you like this. Keep moving. If you don't like me, that's okay. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. But I have done nothing but been kind, honest, and I have given my time, my energy, and my love freely to this case. And I have asked nothing from anyone in return. And I know you know who you are. I know you're listening. I know you're watching. Sleep well, because the fire is coming. See, you fucked up in so many ways. Y'all were stacking this shit like you thought you could never stack before. And guess what they say about people that live in glass houses? You should never throw rocks at people who live in glass houses. The problem with you motherfuckers is that you decided to build one glass house, and then you started building a little fucking army around you with your little glass houses. But you pissed the wrong fucking people off because they got tired of you blocking the fucking view. So they picked up rocks. And they started throwing the fucking rocks one by one until your piece of shit glass house community come tumbling the fuck down. And you better be ready, because the fucking town is coming. It's coming to heat up all the fucking hot glass that you broke, bitch. Get ready to walk across it real hard and real fast. I don't get mad fucking easily, but I guarantee you this, motherfucker. My storm, it's a quiet storm, but when it comes through and hit, it leaves devastation that quakes. Quit playing with me, motherfucker. You'll fuck around and find out. I have no problem being a team player. I have no problem helping other people and doing what the fuck needs to be done. And you can say whatever it is that you want to say about me. I don't give a fuck. I know the fire and the flames that I've walked through, and I know where I'm fixing to go, bro. You can't catch me where I'm at right now. So while you're sipping and whining and fucking crying, why don't you educate your fucking self? Then you wouldn't be so stuck in your lap of fucking misery. So I'm going to put it to you like this. I'm fucking more than willing to be kind to anybody, but don't bring your shit to my fucking playground. Are we good? We understand one another? Because if you keep bringing your shit to my playground, it's going to get a whole lot worse for you. Remember, I'm not your friend, your family, or your motherfucking confidant. Now put that in your fucking pipe and smoke it. Sorry, y'all. I had to take a breath. Now, for the rest of the people who actually give a fuck about this case, who actually care about what's going on, the facts, everything. Oh, man. It's juicy. It's juicy. So we're about to get into it. Yes, that's right. Hi, Silence. Welcome in. Hey, y'all. Make sure that you show Silence some support in the chat. That is our fearless Christine. She is unable to join us today because Christine is sick with the flu and COVID. So she is going to co-chair with me on the chat here. So just, yeah. And let me see. Adrian, I'm going to figure out how to get you a wrench. But yeah, I'm sorry, y'all. Like, y'all, I don't get fucking, like, I get pissed off, and I'm a type of person. Listen, I've been like this my entire fucking life. I'm the type of individual who gets mad, but I'm not that type of person to lash out at somebody. No, I'm not that type of person. Let me tell you what the type of person I am. I'm the type of person who will stuff and stuff and stuff and stuff and stuff, and you will do and do and do and do and do. I'm that type of motherfucker that'll jap out on you with no fucking hesitation and without warning. I'm telling you, my fire is fierce. When it hits you, bro, it's going to lash you like a motherfucker. It will. It'll lash. It'll hurt. You're going to feel the burn. Keep feeling it, man. Keep feeling it. I have watched so much fuckery on this motherfucking line of the internet, bro. The social media aspect of this case. Y'all, it gets grimy. Grimy. You got to duck and dodge, watch motherfuckers. But guess what? The best way to move is not say shits motherfuckers and just watch how they do each other. You learn a lot with a pen and a pad. I promise you that. You'll learn so fucking much just watching people be grimy to one another. That's how you know who the fucking masks, who's wearing the masks and who's the real. That's how you know who to fucks with and who nots to. I'm not stupid, motherfuckers. I got discernment for days, for years, months. So much fucking discernment. I know who each and every last one of you fake people are. When are you going to get it? I see you coming a mile up the motherfucking path. And I don't have any qualms or quarrels about saying shit to your motherfucking face. Because Mr. Electric Weird Cat was with me at the courthouse when I let Mr. Anthony Crino know that I don't like you. I don't care. I'm not going to hold my mouth or my tongue. You should never have to hold your tongue when you're speaking truths, honey. Ever. Ever. Right? So, with that, I am going to go ahead and share these documents. Yes, B can vouch for this because that dude was all up in my face, trying to smile and flirt. And guess what? I'm not going, bro. I'm not going. I have seen your wake of destruction in the past. Yes, trying to lure women from the damn courthouse. It's a hot fucking mess. You are right. Right. And for what? For what? You knew who I was. For anybody who does not know, like the whole like antics of that, he got shut down very hard that day. Very, very hard. But he was working, bro. He was working. He was trying for all he was worth. I know you don't know who I am. Do you know who I am? I might look a little different in person, but you know who I am. Yes. Yes, I know who you are. I'm a changed man. You ain't shit. You ain't changed. Oh my God, a chameleon can change their spots, but a chameleon never changed. None of them never change. Oh Lord. You know what's fucked up? Hey, Fiend, do you remember when he was sitting next to me and I was having that conversation with him about, he said Richard Allen was guilty. And I said, what if the jury comes back? I said, what if the jury comes back and they say not guilty? And he was like, that's not going to happen. And I said, but what if they came back and say not guilty? And he screamed at me that the jury knows what to do. Do you remember that, Fiend? You remember that? I bet you remember that, don't you, Greeno? You remember that? Hey, Christine, you remember when these Mark motherfuckers were all over social media tampering it up on the motherfucking jury tampering, talking about finding the hotel that the jury was about to be fucking posted up at, motherfucker? Trying to figure all that out? Oh, let's not get started on the white van, bro. Let's not get started on the white van. Flipping and changing stories like nobody's business. Hey, bro, Nick, bro, can you talk about judicial misconduct? Because didn't you just get your little boy in trouble that you set on fire for the Delphi Police Department a couple weeks ago who got caught lying on the stand? Didn't you do that? And see, that started to ask some questions. People was like, ooh, what you gonna do? You were like, I don't tolerate the lying. I'm gonna press charges. Because you either knew that boy was getting up on the stand to lie and you let it be, or you truly didn't know. But man, looking at the totality of this case, and I'm sure many other cases that you've worked on, oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. We see that you were complicit in your misconduct. Very, very complicit in your misconduct. Are your little trolls that you've been sending across these like little these little message boards across the tubes and Reddit and all of that? Oh man, it leaves for a lot of marked motherfuckers. A lot of them. A lot of them. I got so many truths. The truth will slap you in the fucking face. Play with me if you want to. Play with me. Just like these podcasters and these other YouTubers that you had affiliated with the leaks, Fortson, you know, and fucking Westerman. Too bad nobody ever talks about the tie to Anthony shots there. What was it? Didn't they serve some search warrants? Oh yeah, they served some search warrants. Where did they serve search warrants again? I don't know, Gritty. Where did they serve them search warrants? Well, they served search warrants at Ron Logan's house. They served search warrants at Brad Weber's. They served a search warrant at Dale Babcock's house. What? Dale Babcock's house? Oh, yeah, Dale Babcock's house. Oh, man, what they do? I don't know, but his wife was pissed as fuck talking about, this shit ain't about to go down here. We got kids. We got kids in this motherfucker. Okay. Don't stop and ask no questions on that. Quick. Where the next search warrant? Delphi Computer Store, Treasure in the Woods. Oh, right. Oh, wait a minute. You forgot the Maxwell house. Oh, yeah, that's right. The Maxwell house. There's so many more because, they talk about like 12 search warrants, but a couple of them places they were searched like 4 times, 3 times, you know what I mean? So that kind of adds up to them little 12 clicks, clacks, 12 search warrant click, clacks. But there's a common denominator amongst all those motherfucking search warrants. I seem to wonder what the common denominator is. I'm walking around this motherfucker like, what? Let's try your social media apps, bro. Little known fact, a lot of these little chicklets were taking photos of themselves right now. Oh, what did they do? They stayed in the game and went to OnlyFans, bro. You gotta keep up on your game. And then some of y'all thought you was gonna bring your OnlyFans skills up in this motherfucker. It's a big burn, isn't it? So if you're looking at my playlist on my community page and any of them songs that I had posted applied to you, let your conscience eat at your motherfucking self, because guess what? It's coming for you, baby. That is coming for you. Tick tock, tick tock. Because it's coming. Eventually. Y'all are going to get fucked. You're just not going to get fucked like you want to. Oh, God. Oh, man. I know, Grizz. I know it sounds crazy as fuck, bro, but I pulled back the curtains and decided to start cleaning out the closet. Oh, man, there's a mighty, mighty, mighty fine amount in this motherfucking closet. Oh, it feels like never ending. Never ending. Oh, man. It's the same shit. It's the same old shit in the same ass place. Oh, my God. The smart sleuths will find the prostitution if they follow the drugs. Isn't that right? Silence. Oh, listen. Let's put this up here for all those who need the class, who need to learn what's going on here. What's going on? See this? Smart sleuths will find the prostitution if they follow the drugs. And what do you do when you find the drugs? You follow the money. Follow. All right. You want me to drop a link, Fiend? Hold up. Bro. All right. This link is for Fiend. Anybody else complaining on a playground that didn't ask, you get boot. Period. Because I'm not playing no more. I'm nice. Oh, I'm real nice. Now, I remember my late husband told me, you got to go hard because your good heart gets you in trouble. But he also told me, don't let the bastards grind me down. Huh. That is what you are. You are scum beneath my feet. Keep grinding. You'll be all right. You'll be all right. Hello?
Gritty, what up, dude?
What's up, Bean? What's up, bro? How you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Man. What are you thinking about this?
I mean, I've got a lot of thoughts about this, but like what I'm thinking right now is like, how the fuck, who the fuck took all these elements of this confession from back in 2017 and put it all out on the rumor mill.
Oh,
but didn't attach Ron Logan to it. They didn't do that. But all the other elements, like you got the fire pit, you just got it all. Like it's the whole explanation of everything that like makes a lot of sense. Like, dude, if we had this in 2017, like, do you think anybody would have any questions? Do you think anybody would think Rick Allen did it? Like, would like a lot of pressure would have gone where it deservedly goes, but they didn't do that for some reason, and they put a lot of people out there to put this information out there, but not to look at Ron Logan.
Right. That's true.
Fucking weird, and there's a lot of people that have been going along with it.
There is, but you know, it just shows that you think about it, he wasn't alone.
Right.
Not in a lot of respects, he wasn't alone.
I think this clears up that there's something else too.
Oh yeah, crystal clear, point centered. Like you got a compass. You might as well. It's pointing
right,
north.
And so then they never wanted to give us the compass. Like
no, they've
had this from a long ass time ago, and they didn't want. Why? Hey, that now we're gonna ask. Now, like a lot of people are gonna be asking why. Why didn't you want us to have this?
I don't know.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good information. Like this progresses everything far more than anything ever has by a lot. Oops. Sorry about you. Good thing you turned off your interviews and you're not going to interview with anybody anymore. Yeah, no shit.
No,
because the firestorm's coming. Like you didn't know. Like
Listen, bro. I bet you Holman got back into work and his new boss was watching this shit with his eyes wide and fucking mortified. Right. You better shut the fuck up and you better not say another motherfucking word.
Yeah, I mean,
by the way, hold up. I got something to say to Liggett, bro. I listened to your interview on Murder Sheets and you was talking about you collected all that motherfucking evidence and then you arrested Richard Allen and you didn't need to do no more investigation. Motherfucker, rule 1. When you arrest somebody, that's when the true investigation starts.
I mean, sorry. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I completely agree with that. Like, I mean, a lot of times, like they got a probable cause affidavit written up before you arrest somebody, like not after you arrest somebody. That's kind of fucking stupid.
Up, but
like you think maybe you made a mistake. Like,
listen, bro. It doesn't matter whether you got a PCA typed up because you don't need. It's a very small percentage when you arrest the PCA. That PCA is not going to do the 1,000 mark ballpark hit. It's going to do maybe 20 to 30% of what you're looking to get this person for. Okay. I mean,
it varies, but it doesn't have to. It doesn't have to.
Right. It doesn't have to. But when you get that person into, your sites and you're looking, you still keep looking. That ain't the time to be like, yup, I think we got what we need here, because you could always miss something. And all they did was lie. Listen, this is the most fucked up part about this entire case. Okay. None of these people wanted to tell the truth, or you had people who were refusing to lie, who wouldn't get up there and lie. So they were left out. Okay. And they have taken pieces of other people's stories and they have interweaved it and intermixed it to plant that story with specific people. That is the absolute definition of diabolical, bro. That's diabolical shit.
It is, and it still didn't point at Rick. It still didn't point at Rick Allen.
And to boot, you made a friend who was already very, very well versed with lining, evidence, case evidence. So you had to go get yourself a Latrol. Then Think about how that rings, especially when you got motherfuckers here on YouTube trolling for them. Troll. You added him to the team. Good for you. I hope your Avengers were working out, but doesn't seem like they're doing their job very well. Does it?
Well, they didn't foresee today, like,
no,
they didn't think this was coming.
No, they thought that they were going to keep feeding people their bullshit.
Well, they probably didn't even know where it came from. Now,
they know where it came from.
This whole rumor about a fire pit and box cutters and stuff. They probably had no idea that this is where this is the origin story. They didn't know.
What?
They're dumb. They're dumb. They're just like blindly going along with it.
You mean they didn't know that we knew that they gave leaked information out to podcasters, and then the podcasters spread the rumors with the other ones? Oh my God, are you telling me that they have been living outside of themselves in a fucking Truman Show?
But they didn't know that it's from Ron Logan's confession because they're fucking.
That's right. They didn't know.
No one's gonna tell them. No one told them that.
No.
They're finding out with the rest. They're finding out with the rest of us.
Yeah,
they're chumps.
It was tucked in their files, kind of like the video of Brad Weber, driving by that y'all just seen today in the exhibits. How he freely got up on the stand and lied, and Nick knew that he was going to get up on the stand and lie.
Right.
Oh, ooh, sweet karma. It's coming. Oh, man. Sorry.
Oh yeah,
people were shitty.
They all know that they fucked up now. Like,
hell yeah.
They were not prepared for this bomb, and
no.
They're all like, what the fuck, as much as everybody else. And I guarantee they're all gonna be real fucking quiet about this.
Yep. They better
they try to figure out what they're gonna say.
They're gonna scramble.
Who's quick on the draw? Who's quick on the draw here? Here, somebody come out and say some shit. Dumb fucks. Like, hey, any one of you dumb fucks, you fucking liars, little propagandist bitches. Like, come out and say something.
Yeah.
Why are you so slow?
Come out and play. Oh man, Bean, thank you. Thank you. Fun being antagonistic, isn't it? Sometimes I like to be a little bit mean. Not all the time, though. I'm not a mean-hearted person or a mean-spirited person. But just sometimes, like, you have to call people out. You have to call a spade a spade. And
they've had it coming for a long time. Their days
right?
Here,
and I don't give a fuck, because if nobody else knows, I know. And I'm going to trust my heart and my instincts better than I'm going to trust most people. That's it. Period. At all. I'm not going to say that I'm perfect. I'm not going to say that, I don't have my own faults. I do. But, like throughout this process, I've met so many people. Do you know, I think the worst thing that somebody ever said to me was that I was helping I was going to help murderers walk away. And it wasn't about helping a murderer walk away. It was about telling the truth, because the truth is important, and those girls deserve the truth. That's all I've ever wanted out of this. That's it. That's all I've ever wanted was the truth. And you know what was ironic about this? Like, because today is the first day that I've ever saw that letter, where they're talking about like squirrels and the horses and rabbits. And it was crazy to me because, like, Christine had said before, she would always call me her little squirrel. But I had a choke of emotion catch in my throat as I was reading that word today. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of shit, man. And I'm glad that I stuck with it, and I'm going to keep sticking with it. So for all y'all think that you're going to kick me out, that you're going to throw me to the whatever, listen, I'm here to tell you, you're going to be dealing with me for a really long time. So you might as well get used to
today is day one. Like,
yeah, today's
like, we're starting brand new. Like,
it's only just begun. Yeah.
Right.
But it's going to be a journey. It's going to be hard sometimes, you know. It's not going to be perfect. But I just think that this is a great start to implement real change, bring awareness, and just come together, because it's not going to change unless we all do something together, in my opinion. Free them all. Curious, what, if anything, will it take for MS and other guilters to acknowledge they are wrong? Or will they just defend the corrupt motherfuckers no matter how obvious it is? No, they'll keep defending the motherfuckers because those motherfuckers are lining their pocket right now. See, and that's the point, is they'll keep lining their pockets until they become useless and they fuck up. Well, unfortunately, you guys committed a number of fucks ups. So the question is, you know, are they going to try to keep acting like nothing's wrong?
Just imagine how
it's like paving a fucking road with a pothole.
They handpicked these morons to go do their bidding, and like they had a choice of like who to pick, and like right. How fucking dumb are you to pick those morons to do your like fucking dirty work? Like you should be ashamed. Like you should be ashamed of yourself of how stupid you are. You picked these people.
It wasn't even just that. I'll tell you what it was. I'll tell you what it was. It was the criminal network. See, these people are all associated with one another. Okay.
It is. It's a criminal
network. So they go to a person who has a connection to the next person that's in the network, is how that works. And so their plug, in my opinion, was a female who was participating in taking photos of herself and posting them online, because there's a couple females in that community vibe over there who were doing that to catfish men, to lure them, to commit a criminal's acts against these men. You know what I mean? Until one time it went bad because the guy died, right? But all of that, like that criminal network, all of them, they're still running high and hard in those criminal networks. Okay, so that's your tie. That's your tie.
Criminal underworld.
Excuse me. So that's their tie to that. Okay, so they went to somebody. Hey, you know somebody? Yeah, I know somebody here. Let me make a call. So what happened was they said, hey, y'all, boss has got a job, right? And so they were like, oh, and it's a good paying job too. Well, these motherfuckers went to their friends of a friend of a friend of a friend and didn't give a fuck about quality versus quantity. And they went and picked up some dumb motherfuckers along the way. And some of these people, they forget the narrative that they tell. They be telling like a different story. Like every time you see them, every time they rap about something or something changes. You have to pay attention to details. The details are important, folks. They are very important. And what other people say about other people is important too. I may have never met some of the people in my life. There are some people I have never even talked to that I hear things about from other people. Other people. And I have said to those people, I don't know that person. I know nothing about them. I know nothing about their story, where they come from, where they're going. And I don't want to inject that poison out speaking ill of somebody else if I don't know for myself. That's what I'm really firm on. First of all, I'm firm on speaking for myself, but I also am very firm that if you're interested in something, why don't you just go to the source and ask them directly on your own? And you don't even have to bring an audience. You know what I mean? That's it.
Well, I mean, there's some problems with that because some people ain't talking, which is
no, they're not
even some people. There's a whole lot of people that.
But here's the thing,
well, I hope that they also feel, guilty about their silence, because look what you fucking did. Look what you fucking did by not talking.
Here's another thing, though, Fiend, that is really frustrating to me is there's things that I understand that I know. okay, that I have been asked about, that I found that I can't talk about. It's not that I don't want to talk about it and tell you. I can't talk about it right now. So when you get upset at me and you get angry because I can't tell you something, it's not because I don't want to tell you. It's because I genuinely can't talk about it. You understand what I'm saying to you? And the things that I know,
yeah, there's
quite frankly, there are things that I know that can get people
that
killed.
I'm not talking about either. I haven't.
But I'm saying there are things that I know that can get people killed, and I want to make sure that those people are protected. And I will leave it at that. So if you're upset and you're like, why the fuck are you not telling me something? I can't tell you because I have to protect other people too. And that's all that I can leave it at. I can't give you more right now. You understand what I'm saying? Than what I can give you. You'll find out later. I promise you will find out. But steady, you know, it's kind of like the slow and steady wins the race. You know what I mean? And right now, it's unfortunate that each of us, as the public in the transparency realm, are kind of like the tortoise right now. We're like the tortoise for a reason, but bro, when we win that race and we find out what we need to find out, you feel me?
I feel you, Cindy. The evidence wasn't fabric. I mean, the evidence was real. It just didn't point. They made it point to an innocent person instead of who it actually instead of who it actually pointed to.
Yep, that's right. I mean, they did.
I'm sure that they. I want to put it beyond them that they did fabricate some evidence, but I don't even think they had to use that. I think that they were careful not using their fabricated evidence. I'm sure they would have if they had to, but they didn't have to.
Right.
They had a whole system and plan in place to not even have to go to a backup plan.
Correct. Adrian, that's a great question. Who are the people who were trying to use me? Because I am a lady and I am kind, and it's not for me to tell other people how to feel about other people, what to think. I'm going to be nice and keep that to myself because there's still a lot of people who have to see things for themselves. I can't.
Oh, I bet I know. I bet I know.
But when you know, and all I can tell you is that, you know, please look into your heart. Look into your heart and think about the things that you say. Think about the things that you do, because your words and your actions and the way that you carry yourself, it does matter. It absolutely matters. And I'm just not going to put up with the fuckery, period. If you're going to bring something to the table, cool, you can eat. But the minute that you give me a problem, man, you got to go. If you're eating all the groceries in the fridge and you're not contributing, you got to go.
There's a bunch of rats and they like to eat groceries.
There's a bunch of freeloaders, motherfucker. Freeloaders. Rats and freeloaders. I don't mind sharing. Shit, I'll give you this shirt off my back. But don't take my kindness for weakness. Period. Just don't do it. It's bad for business. And you get nowhere doing that with me. I would rather have people that I have my interactions with be somebody who is genuine and kind and trustworthy and loyal, who don't fucking try to use somebody and then discard them like fucking trash. That's not how I roll. Period. Stay out of the fridge. Stay out of the fridge. You know? And here's the thing. I don't bother nobody. I don't say nothing to nobody most days. I promise you, I really don't. I don't even talk about you behind the scenes like that. Although sometimes I do laugh at myself at the shit that I see. I do. I laugh my ass off at some of the shit that I see. Because again, it's watching those people just reveal those masks. right? You know? And so, like, it's funny because these are the type of motherfuckers that, like, their mask, right? Their mask will be on their face, and for a second it'll flash and you'll see what they really are. You see it, but that mask comes on real quick, and then they try to pull the magician shit on you. Don't look here. Look away. Nothing to see here. They kind of picked up their little Carroll County shit, you know? The problem is that, you know, Carroll County decided to send people out with their education. And unfortunately, the education system is not so great in the state of Indiana. Unfortunately.
I always blame the education system. The education system fucking sucks. It's not just in Indiana.
It's a terrible
this country has a huge fucking problem with their education system because people are fucking dumb as shit. That's not their fault. It's not their fault. They're dumb as shit. It's not their fault. It's the fucking education system's fault.
I'm so sorry. And I don't want to blame it on the school teachers, okay? But your education didn't get you very far, man.
No, I'm not blaming the teachers. I'm blaming the system. I'm blaming the system.
I don't think you learned reasoning. I don't really believe that you learned reading comprehension or contextual clues or anything.
Correct. All of the above. That's reality. And now we've got a bunch of dumb fucks running around, and like we have to put up with it. Like if you're not fucking stupid, congratulations. Now you have to deal with a bunch of fucking stupid people.
My stomach hurts so bad because I'm laughing so fucking hard. It's fucking comical, man. It's comical. But there are a lot of wolves in sheep's clothing here. There are.
Right. That is actually true.
Very true.
Yeah. So be careful.
Yeah, be careful. I know. But I trust my gut. I'm gonna go with my gut every time. Every time. And I'll put it to you like this. If somebody is worth my time, my attention, my energy, then they will know. Until then, I have absolutely no problems with safeguarding or safekeeping my energy. I don't need anybody to flourish. I'm okay on my own, and I'm going to be okay. I'm not worried about you. But again, if you need a hand because you're drowning in the fucking water, and I mean drowning in the water, and you need a hand and you need some help, and you're worth saving, come holler. I'll save you. But I'm not going to be fucked with, man. I only save a motherfucker one time. I don't play Captain Save-A-Ho all the time. And I mean that. I very seriously, truly fucking mean that when I say it. I just don't like the fuckery. I don't like people doing the things that they do to each other. It's not even necessary. It's for what? What are you doing it for? What are you getting out of doing stuff like this to another human being? Please ask me that.
They're deranged. They're deranged and they're dumb.
Right. And it's a waste of my fucking time. I don't play games. I don't.
Laugh my ass off at all the fucking people hearing this about themselves.
I know, right?
like you probably haven't like at least a inkling of realization about how fucking stupid.
I've been waiting for these walls to come tumbling down, y'all. You don't even know. You don't even know. I've been waiting for this shit to come tumbling down. Because, like, some of this stuff, like, and I'm not saying oh, it's just me. Like, this is a collective, you feel me, of people's time and energy, like there were people who did work, but it wasn't the people who were supposed to be doing the work that have done the work. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. The problem is that the shitty part of this is that, like, the people that you entrust to, like, give a hand out were worthless. Like, they didn't help at all. Like fucking cops could have helped us out a whole fucking lot if you really wanted to solve this by telling us anything, and you didn't. You just kept it secret and pretended it didn't exist, and now we're here. Now we're to today.
We are. And so it's about to come. It's about to come, man. I'm telling you. Oh, man. And I'm telling you right now, you're barking up the wrong tree because you can't torment me. There's nothing that you can do to me that I haven't already been prepared for in my life. I'm just saying. And shit. If you're gonna kill me, you ain't gonna take me. You ain't gonna take me alive. I'm not doing it. I don't believe in all of this fucking bullshit and this fuckery that keeps going on. I just don't. It's the most ridiculous shit I've ever seen. I think that each and every single one of us are adults here. Each and every one of us chose to come to the game. And let me tell you right now, I knew exactly what I was preparing for when I prepared for it, motherfucker. Nobody goes to war without fitting their fucking armor and shit together.
I'm exactly the opposite.
So your idle motherfuckers
I had no idea.
Shit to me.
I had no
they don't mean shit. They don't. But I'll tell you one of the things that was really fucked up, though. So along my journey, because people like do some really fucked up shit to you, man. But like, remember I talked about the hack that happened, right? On my house. And so there's cameras, there were cameras in my house. And somebody had hacked into my Wi-Fi. And there was a camera in my room. And somebody decided that they were going to fucking start messing with that camera in the middle of the night. And it was there because at the time, my spouse was on like long haul truck driving. You know what I mean? So like he would get worried about us being home and shit, right? So he would look in on the camera and, like if I woke up and I saw the camera moving around, I knew that it was him, you know what I mean, checking in. So it didn't really bother me. But there was one night he was home, right? And we were laying in bed and he was about to drift off to sleep. And I told him, like, it was really weird. I was like, because he had been sleeping, nights, and there would be nights he'd be sleeping, and all of a sudden that camera would start moving around on its own. You know what I mean? And doing shit that it's not supposed to do. And so
Gritty, what the fuck?
Yeah, I'm telling you, listen, this shit gets fucked up.
I'll lay it out for people. Like,
no, I'm for real.
No cameras. Like, just if you got cameras in your house, around your house, like, just don't. I
got rid of them. Listen,
right.
This baby grabbed the fucking camera, and I took a fucking camera to this fucking camera because of this shit, bro. I'm not kidding you. So
fuck the cameras, dude. I went to an Airbnb
I had been telling him,
and like
I was like, I sounded probably like a crazy
their
person.
Cameras on was like, what? Oh,
right.
You said you had one guest, and now there's 4 people there. Like, okay.
Yeah,
that's fucked up.
It's fucked up.
It's
right?
fucked
but
up. That's
this is the type of shit that I had to fucking I had to deal with, bro. They were hacked into my Wi-Fi. So I had to go get a whole different motherfucking modem box. Okay. But I had been telling my husband, I was like, bro, this fucking camera is moving around. And I know it's not you because you're laying in bed fucking sleeping next to me. Nobody else has access to the fucking camera, bro. Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
Jesus Christ.
Dude, This is the type of shit. And I didn't say anything. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, okay. So I went and changed out my modem. Then they fucking did it again. I've had to change my motherfucking modem out 3 fucking times in this fucking bouts of shit. I talked to somebody, and listen, there was some fuckery because my car got hit too. I got hit by somebody and they didn't have insurance. And I found out that my insurance had lapsed on my car, right? But like, I was in 2 lanes of traffic going either way, okay? And I had stopped because everybody was at a stop and there was a person in an SUV in the lane next to me that was facing the other way, okay? And they had waved me on to turn because I was turning into the gas station. And like, they had like went to go wave me on, but they had looked, and I noticed that they looked in their side mirror again, and they waved me on. And when I went to turn, somebody came at me full force, going way past the 35-mile-an-hour speed limit. My car got fucking hit. My car veered into a fucking light pole, and I almost lost my fucking life. So then I get threats, somebody telling me that they wouldn't hurt me, but they take children. That shit is not okay.
What the fuck?
It's not fucking cool, and I won't fucking stand for it. Ever. And I'm telling you right now, keep fucking with me and you're going to find out. And it's going to be bad for you. I promise you, if you come to my fucking crib, you're not going to walk out breathing. Remember that. You will not walk out fucking breathing. I am like a fucking crackhead. I will fight for the last hit, motherfucker. These are the things that I've had to deal with. And you know what? I have fucking stayed silent. I have not said anything to anyone. But it's real funny how people were doing their fucking interviews, kind of laughing about, I was accused of owning a massage parlor and all this shit. Now I fucking know! On top of the bullshit ass undercover media shit, the little meeting that you had, you're dumb because you lay nuggets of truth in your stupid fucking lying ass stories. I know what you fucking
Dude, that fucking secret media meeting.
You tried to make me feel like I was losing my fucking mind, motherfucker. I'm not losing my mind. And I'm not some fucking conspiracy theorist. You're fucking pissed off because I was smarter than you. God damn.
They fired the guy that accidentally squealed about the secret media meeting.
Right. And you know what? When I did my listen.
That journalist isn't even smart enough to know that, like, that's
he should have fucking grounds to sue them, because you want to know what? You guys, the joke's on them motherfuckers, because after we did that interview and it went public, him and I had a rap session on the phone for about 45 minutes, and he knew the ties to the white nationalist groups after we had that fucking rap of a conversation.
Oh, yeah. I forgot you talked to him.
So Burgess knew.
Oh, yeah. Knew. No, they
it's not a fucking secret. Do you know why I laid the fucking seeds that I did? I laid those fucking seeds because if something happened to me, somebody would know why. I'm not stupid, you stupid bitch fucks.
They all know a bunch of stuff. They just know that they're not supposed to say. And that's how they roll.
Indy Cindy said this is how they discredit you so that people won't listen. I don't give a fuck. You're not going to discredit me. I got receipts all day long. I don't give a fuck. And my receipts, motherfuckers, about come rolling out. And every receipt that every single one of us who are tired of putting up with the fucking bullshit, every single receipt we've all collected, they're going to just keep on rolling rolling like a river. And you're fucked. You're fucked. You're gonna go down in the pits of fucking hell where you belong, you fucking minions.
Yeah, let's do more CCR.
God. I have so much pent up like frustration because of all of this. You know what I mean? So it kind of like fucking pisses me off when people like give you that glimpse, like they're a fucking light, like somebody that's gonna be that you expected more from, that you saw further from, they like a beacon. You know what I mean? You saw the potential, but they're just not ready for the potential, and it really fucking sucks. You know what I mean?
I feel you.
It's all right. You see potential. You offer them a seat at the table. That's cool. When you're ready, let me know. When you want to play ball, when you really want to find out what the big leagues are, give me a holler. Until then, just sit on the sidelines, drink your Gatorade, wipe yourself down with your towel, pat yourself on the back. Good job, champ. That's all that I can tell you. I don't know what to do anymore. But all I can do is just keep pushing on forward. So you're not going to break me. I'm not going anywhere. If you don't like me, don't say shit. If I really fucking if I really piss you off, cross the motherfucking street to the other side of the fucking sidewalk. I don't have a problem curb stomping a motherfucker. But I'm telling you now, this is your last and final warning with me. Your last and final warning. If you really want your name to be dropped, you really want to see your mask come off, test me. Please.
I say just do it. Fuck 'em.
No. It's too good. Watching them fucking mauled is too fucking fun, dude. I've had so many laughs. People start to molt. They start to fall the fuck apart. And these motherfuckers go out and start telling on themselves. They start arguing. You watch the arguments. Oh, it's a luscious, lovely thing to see. I just go get my little bag of popcorn, my bottle of wine. On the days that I really, yeah. I drank a whole bottle of wine last night watching fuckery pop off. These people thought I was fucking stupid. I'm not stupid. I know what you're doing before you fucking do it. I give you what you got, what I allowed you to get. You understand that?
They're the stupid ones.
Exactly. They are. Because they failed to understand, they failed to understand my kindness and my worth and my friendship and my trust and my loyalty. And that's really fucking sad. It just really is. It's really sad because I thought they were good. And it's really hard when people are not, you know what I mean? Like, I don't like fucking with people who are grimy. I don't. So I've been on my soapbox a long time. I'm sorry, but that's just how I feel about it. I'm not going to sit here and just mince words with it. And I don't speak very often to people. I really don't, because even when I'm upset, people want you to come out and they want you to flip the fuck out and they want you to react on all kinds of crazy shit so that they can be like, look, that bitch is crazy. She walling out, blah, 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 blah. No, but also I'm a human being. So for me, when somebody says something that upsets me, oh man, I may be out over in my fucking house being like, bitch, motherfucker, blah, 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 blah. Right? And I could do this and I could do that. I do have to remind myself, okay, to take a second and put myself in the other person's shoes and take perspective from that. Okay. But then on top of it, I know that for me, because I lead I really do lead through my life with my heart. I really do. Like I put my heart in everything that I do. And so for me, if I say something to somebody, I don't want to say something that I can't take back. I don't want to say something that I'm going to regret. You know, sometimes you meet people and they are fantastic people and you just don't see eye to eye on certain things. And it's not that you don't like that person, and you may have learned a lot from those people. But what's worth it if they don't get to know you in return? Do you understand what I'm saying to you? So, like, you have to know each other and know how that person is. And if you're assuming that, like, I'm a bad person and you're like, what you're doing is wrong and blah, 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 I get why you feel that way. But then at the same time, it made me feel like you felt like I wasn't a good person. Do you understand? Does that make any sense? You know what I mean? Like, if you don't know that I've never had nothing but the best of my intentions with this from beginning to wherever it ends, then you are absolutely positively, like, you're fooling yourself and you're blind. I have never, ever, ever had to say anything that I've ever said with anyone. I have never had to share anything. And I'm not doing it because I want the attention on me. I want attention on the situation because the situation is important, because it leads to other paths. You know what I mean? Like, you can make a difference and you can clean things up, but you have to start where the problem is first, and then you work out to fix it. But another problem that really people don't understand is a lot of the times everybody's fighting and they're bickering and they're doing all of this and that. But here's the thing. Nobody can fix the problem if other people don't know what the problem is, and you don't go to that person, not with like hate and malice, but go to that person and say, hey, listen, I felt some type of way when this happened. And you get that person's perspective and you take that time to kind of digest it. It makes all the difference. Yes, woman, you're right. They have to stop making victims as well. They do. So thank you, Erin. She said, don't you dare apologize for this rant. It is a total brilliance. Thank you. It's just how I feel. That's it. Gritty has been the same since day one. I have, Grizz. I've never changed in all, like, in anybody's ever coming across me. I have never flipped the script. I have never changed. I am just me. When I got into this case and I started following things, you know, when I started searching for answers, it wasn't focused on getting somebody out of trouble or helping somebody with something else. My full, like, pure intention was just making sure that whatever it was that was needed to help find justice for the girls was found. Right. You know what I mean? That's all I have ever
we
wanted.
go back to the Supreme Court hearing. You remember that?
Yes, I do. I do remember the Supreme Court hearing. Do you remember I hit Westerman and the Supreme Court hearing? I was there.
I was impressed. I was like, oh shit. Like,
yeah.
She's really boots on the ground.
Yeah, I am.
Well, there weren't a lot of people. There's the people talking about how they're boots on the ground, and they're not fucking boots on the ground. They didn't do it. Nobody did boots on the ground. Like, it's only like people like you that were doing that shit.
Yeah. And so
that was it. Like, they're and it certainly wasn't the fucking media.
No,
lazy fuck. Lazy, lying dirtbags.
Yeah, and I am, Grizz is right. I am not a joke with this research at all, because something didn't sit right. Like, okay, so I know this may sound really strange, and you people are going to be like, oh my God, this bitch is thrown off crazy, blah, blah, blah. I'm not. For real, I'm not. I don't know how many other different, like, hobbies that everybody has that they get into. Okay. I have, like, I like going to places that they say are haunted, using ghost box and, you know, all of that stuff. And so it's crazy because I had my ghost box running and I still had the recording. And there were voices that came through that sounded like, the girls. I had one time that a voice sounded like Ron Logan came through too, and he was still in his death denying what happened. But the point of it was that there were names that were mentioned on that ghost box that after this is all said and done, you guys are going to be like, this bitch is fucking nuts. I'm really not. There are people that were mentioned on those ghost box recordings that are going to come out, and you guys are going to fucking lose it. It's fucking crazy. But I always felt like following my gut and my intuition. That's all. So. I know. I sound like a nuts person. Nutsy Bobo. I do. I don't care. Really don't. But when things didn't sit right with me and I followed my intuition, one of the first things I asked myself is, why the hell is nobody digging into the fucking people surrounding these people? The victims.
Right.
Looking for victims.
Right.
Stuff information. And you don't have to go far, because it didn't take long for people to start showing themselves and to start showing up and showing out. And a lot of these people that they contracted for their minionship, they contracted them through social media. And as something that bothers me so much is how much of this crime has played in social media. For anybody who's, followed this, like, really down to the bricks during the social media aspect, one thing that always stuck with me, that always bothered me, was there was this website. It was called mydeathspace.com. And
what the fuck?
It was kind of,
Said what the fuck?
Yeah, it was called mydeathspace.com. And so I, like, back in the day, like, this was like when early, like, AOL servers, like, chat logs, Yahoo and shit, people had the dial-up internet in their house. I would get on the computer and, like, I always had this fascination with, like, looking at murder cases, obviously. So, like, I would look at different cases, and when a case that had caught my attention that people were talking about at one point was the Tupac case, right? And, people follow, like, if a musician is murdered or whatever, like, people go and they memorialize this stuff, or people just go to this website and they memorialize people. And I remember coming across the website when I was younger. I was maybe about 14 or 15-ish when I came across this website. And so it had occurred to me through my research, well, if somebody is setting up something like the Web Sleuths website, right, where when the girls went missing, they were kind of like having people, like, check in and document this, right? Somebody would have probably started, because this has caught fire so big, somebody would have probably started in my death space. So when I went to the website, consequently, yes, they had started in my death space, but the my death space was created when the girls went missing. And so it was a chat forum. And so these chat forums also had a very interesting, it was like a very interesting tie to it. The interest that got me was they were talking about from the time the girls went missing all the way through kind of like to where they were found. And these chats are actually still, they are still memorialized. They are archived and nobody can comment on them. Okay. But usernames are posted on there. So there's, like, to the left, there's a username, right? And on this username, it has the date that their original post was. And then it has posts that they have like a Reddit system on this thing. You know how, like, when you make a post or a comment on Reddit, you get the points, right? And then it kind of like tracks the other the other threads that you've had contact with, right? So what caught my attention was that it not only like showed like a username and like that kind of like information, but it also gave a general location to where some of these individuals were located, right? So when you look at the child exploitation cases that like go with the Dropbox type thing, right? There's cities like Atlanta, Los Angeles, places in Tennessee, things like that. And I don't know, it just kind of got my mind juices flowing, but it was really interesting to see that that particular page was made right before the girls went missing. There's a date on it. You know what I mean? Where it's made. So like, it's as if somebody is ready for this to go down and they're ready to document. Because something that I find very interesting about this case, and I'm not trying to be funny or whatever, and I know Fiend's like, oh my God, what the fuck is going on here? Because this train just like diverged to a whole nother level. Something that's really interesting about this is that there is a digital signature with this case. You know, when it started, this was called the Snapchat murders. This was not called the Delphi murders, even though with Dr. Phil, they try to call it the old railroad murders. No, that's not what it is. And then they turned it to the Delphi murders. No, this was Snapchat, because Snapchat threw a big old fit and was like, that ain't going to be good for our name, motherfucker. Y'all better figure it out. Okay. But there's a very sick digital element with these group of individuals that were involved in this. And it like, you think about the Silk Road aspect and people are like, oh my God, here she goes with this conspiracy theory shit again. No, it's not fucking conspiracy theory. Because what the fuck do you think Keegan Kline was doing in his fucking basement? Covered in fucking grease and fucking dipping his hands in potato chips and pressing fucking buttons on a goddamn computer making money. He was procuring girls. He was gathering young girls on social media, gathering them into groups, making a folder. Then he was going online to the dark, and he was selling those fucking folders with profiles of already built girls that he had been grooming for them. And then those individuals who purchased those files then started to step in and talk to the girls. This is why when they're doing Anthony Schott's his interview, that back and forth interview that they do with him, and they're talking about some of the ghastly things that he was collecting and involved in, and they're talking about the change of conversation. It's like a secondary individual is coming in to engage in the conversation. I believe that it was, you know, I believe that Anthony, or not Anthony, but yeah, Anthony Schott's, the Anthony Schott's profile, but, you know, Keegan Kline was going in, he was picking the girls, he was procuring them, he was getting them to store up like their photos and things of that nature. And then once he sold it, then that person would start the interaction. So that's why there are the two separate innuendo tones to that. I hope that makes sense for some people, because they are very, very sick. And the dark web, it's not just the CSAM. There are drugs. There are, you can buy body parts. You can buy all kinds of shit. You can trade all kinds of stuff. And so back in 2017, there was a very interesting thing, was like, this was when criminals were starting to go from like the actual boots on the ground, like footprint, like ready, you know, they needed other ways to move weight and make their paper. So what they started to do was they started to do things like put their product on places like the Silk Road. And so they also started using Cash App and cryptocurrency. because it was a way for them to be able to do their maneuvering of their criminal enterprise of exchange of currency without it being seen right away at that time. I think you also have to watch like your societal changes over at that period of time in society. I remember watching a movie, and there was a lot of innuendo in some movies of the bad men going to the place of meeting. They've got the suitcase. They're doing the digital currency exchange. They're selling girls, things like that. These are things that are actually happening in the world. Where do you think that these things come from? And it sends a message to people, especially when you look at the aspect of what's going on in the like the Hollywood industry, or even the just like business owning. Like we see the thing with Abercrombie and Fitch, right? You know what I mean? Things like that, Epstein, all of that jazz. And Indy, or who is it? Who asked that? Somebody asked me if I believe that there's a snuff film. In my humble opinion, yes, I do. I do. Do I know if it's still out there? No. Do I know that there's some pretty fucked up shit concerning that stuff and some rumors? Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like some people know, some people don't know, but there was like it was a Roblox reenactment video that was made of and this was a meticulous thing that had to be made more than one person, because these people got on a gaming server online and effectively recreated the murder of the girls. So they have them going through woods. They have them going through all of that jazz. And at the end of the video, there's a little girl that was sitting on a sofa, and she has no pants on, and there's pizza. And she gets up off of the sofa, and she does some pretty provocative things with her appendages on her butt. And then it cuts off. But that video only floated around for a very small amount of time. And it was scrubbed. People who have it, there are people who have it. There are people who are actively on YouTube, running around YouTube, that do actively have that video. They do. They actively have it. The most that they will share of it is 90 seconds, but they do have that video. There are so many things. So many things. They left a very huge digital footprint here. And see, right now is they're scrambling, because now they're like, holy guacamole, that bitch knows about our digital footprint. So now I'm sure that you'll be going to all the threads and you'll be scrambling to get rid of the dirt that you left. But guess what? I already got it. The work for those things are done, and so far that I know. We'll see what comes. See what comes of it. You might not like it, but hey, in the words of Andy Baldwin, you asked for it. So I was supposed to read the documents, and I totally did not get there because I have been on my soapbox for an hour and some change. So, and I still have to get some other stuff done today. Let's see. I'd like to see the guest list for the Hongil Hotel in 2017. Just saying, right? No doubt. There's a lot of stuff to unpack, man. I don't even know what snuff really is, but I think I get the gist. It's not pretty. That would be a film made of the people perpetrating the crime, and then they're basically selling video of the harm that they bring to other people. And there are some very disturbed individuals in the world that kind of get some sick enjoyment out of it. And yeah, all FG, I support you just like you supported me. Thank you. Thank you. And I will always support you. I'll always be there for you. I don't know. I feel like people should treat others with kindness and respect and dignity. And when somebody says, you should have shit thrown on your face because you can't share something with them because they're angry, I felt like that was a really weird, honestly, a weird thing to say about it, because it was kind of like the middle school thing,
But that's really
in my
really
mind's eye, it flashed where somebody's at the cafeteria and they're fucking picking up food and they're throwing it across to see what you're going to do next, And I think that when people do that, the way that you handle yourself in that moment really speaks volumes about who the person, who you are as an individual. You know what I mean? And when you treat somebody like that who has never treated you with unkindness, that speaks volumes about you. That doesn't say anything about me. Check inside of what you're feeling, because that says something about you. I hope that you can understand that. I have never wished anybody ill will, and I've always been willing to listen to somebody. But I'll tell you right now, if I'm uncomfortable with somebody, I'm going to say I'm uncomfortable. But I'm at least willing to give everybody a chance. And nobody even gave me that chance. When I was telling you I was willing to give a chance and you yelled at me like it was my fault, that wasn't fair. That wasn't fair, because I wasn't the one who voted people off the island at all. And I never said anything unkind about your friend or disrespectful. Please remember that. Now, if you felt like some type of way and you felt like I did something to you, I apologize, because that's never been my intention. But I really hope that you deal with whatever demons you got going on. Thank you. So yeah. I feel like I've just been drowning on and on and on. But yes, there are breadcrumbs everywhere. I wonder, I should probably come back tomorrow to go through the documents, because this has already been enough for people to get through. I have been on, yeah. You have anything you want to talk about, Fiend? He's like, no.
I mean,
you talked enough.
I think you covered it. This was a good supplement to everything that's happened today.
I guess this is my reaction video from everything that just fucking piled up. And then tomorrow I can go through the document without wanting to interrupt and bitch and moan and complain and whatever.
Right. No, I think this is a reset for sure.
Yes.
Dude, these people, these fuckers out here on the streets, you ain't gonna hear from them.
No.
You're not. Wait to hear a single peep out of the people that have been pushing this shit from the very beginning, and they didn't even realize what they were pushing. They're just out here like fentanyl dealers, murdering folks with no conscience at all. They're fucking dirt bags. They're dirt bag. These are dirt bag people. They always were, and they always will be. Fucking dirt bags.
They sure were. And Adrian, I'm going to do the document read tomorrow. I know R&M went through the documents. I think Bob and Allie went through the documents too. I want to say they did. I want to say they were going through them earlier. My head's just kind of been a couple of different avenues today, but they would be great to listen to. And I needed to get this out of my system so that I could be serious enough to go through the documents, because I don't like to stop and have the commentary in between, just because, like, you know, it's important to pay attention to what we're going through, you know. But I just kind of felt like there were some things that have just been coming to a head, and it's like, you know, this has been recent. Like, somebody just recently threatened me and my stepson, and like, the joke's on them. My stepson's not here. He's gone for now, right now, because I knew what I was gearing up for. I know that this is the dangerous road. I'm not stupid. I'm not going to take other people down with me. You understand what I'm saying to you? But I'm not going to let you take me, and I'm not going to tell you anything. I'm just not. If I can't tell you, I can't tell you. And for you to do all this, I'm telling you, you'll keep seeing me. My face is going to haunt you. It's going to haunt you real good. And it may keep haunting you for further cases to come, too. I don't know. Y'all be ducking and running like I'm a Jehovah's Witness by the time I'm done with you. Oh, shit. Here comes Gritty. Lock the doors. Lock the doors. Duck, duck, duck. Get out the fucking window. Shh. Shut up. Don't say nothing. I will keep knocking at your door. I will.
My house is like your house. Like, you better just not come here.
Right. But I'm telling you, but I don't do that. Like, I'm not doing that. Do you see me go knocking at somebody else's fucking shit like a Jehovah's Witness?
I'm not going anywhere else.
I'm not knocking at your shit like a Jehovah's Witness. You motherfuckers are the ones who sent missionaries to my house. Listen, let me tell you something else fucked up, bro. So I was getting ready to go to the shit for the Delphi hearings, right? The night before, or the day before the closing hearings, and then I went the day of the closing hearings, right? The first day that you and I were in the sitting of the fucking Indian style in the courthouse, like we were on protest, right?
Right.
I was getting ready to not walk out my door at 9:30 at night, bro. And I've hosted missionaries. And so at 9:30 at night, somebody comes banging at my fucking door. And I was like, who the fuck is this? Right. And I was like, you don't just open a door. Anybody fucking is going to be like, who the fuck is it? Right. You get that bass in your voice. Who is it? They were like, missionaries.
I mean, I wouldn't say anything.
And I was like, you're not a missionary. They don't come out past 8:30, motherfucker. They have a 9 o'clock curfew.
Right. That would be weird.
Because some of the missionaries that have come and visited me, I know this may sound crazy, right? But like, I've been visited by some missionaries, and they didn't know how to cook. So when they would come over here and we would do Bible study, I would give them cooking lessons while we were here.
Oh shit, like Tom Webster?
So I guess maybe, I don't know, not like all the time, but every once in a while.
That's a good tip. If somebody comes knocking on my door, well, they're not going to. Like, I have a don't tread.
Well, I told her
I have a don't tread on me flag, like right next to
I don't mind listening to
door.
I don't mind listening to what you have to say.
The Jehovah's Witnesses are turning around at this point. They're not gonna.
Well, really, but it was Mormons that came to my door. Okay, like, they're Mormons.
Oh, I love Mormons.
But you know what I'm saying, though. Like, it's the Jehovah's Witness vibe. Like, them motherfuckers won't leave you alone. A Mormon, that they'll take your like no for a little bit, and they'll be like, all right, you know, I'll come back and try at you a little bit,
cooking recently,
or they'll try at you.
If it happens,
and listen. You send a group
and make cookies.
Right. But when you send a group of females to somebody's home, okay, like, if I'm going to listen to you and you're young, and I'm trying to cook dinner while they're here, you know, usually it was like about dinner time, and they were like, oh, it smells so fantastic. And I was like, oh yeah, you want to stay for dinner and stuff. But they were like, how do you do that? And I'm like, what do you mean? How do you do that? And the girl told me she couldn't cook. And I was like, you can't cook? And she was like, no, I can't cook. So I asked the other girls that were with her, I was like, can you guys cook? And they were like, no. So when they would come over, and it was a really good way to have discussion too along the way, because you're not sitting there and it's not like boring. You can have that discussion while you're moving around, but they're learning. And it makes it just a more comfortable environment especially for digesting. And so I taught them how to cook, and 2 of the girls were engaged like within a year after they would hang out and come know how to cook. Because I told them, I was like, you have to be able to
great.
you have to be able to feed somebody.
That sounds like grooming.
And when I know it does, but it's so weird. But like when you if you don't feed them, they go away, right?
You're feeding the pipeline of like, hey,
no, not like that.
I'll teach you how to cook
but not like that. I just sent them.
There's like another kid married off.
No, oh God, it makes me sound terrible. But that's not what I mean by that. You know what I mean? It's just, it's a way, like when you work with somebody, it's a way to like pass on knowledge to somebody else, because that person can pass that knowledge on to somebody else. Does that make any sense? It's not like a grooming thing. It's
like somebody could try to teach me how to cook, but like
so weird.
I don't listen. So I just chat GPT all my recipes because I trust AI more than I trust a woman.
Well, that's your prerogative. Okay. And I'm okay with that. I like to cook. I enjoy it. I find it very soothing and very, whatever. And I like to try different things. But the point of it is at 9:30 at night. And when I would teach the girls how to cook, they would be like, we have to be done by like 8:30 at night because we have a 9 o'clock curfew, right? So at 9:30 at night, I'm getting ready to leave to go to Delphi for hearings, and somebody's beating at my fucking door, yelling that they are, they're what are they called?
Dude, I am glad that I live out in the country where people don't fucking knock on my door, because
they said
I don't want people knocking at like
right. But like, they said they were
that's like AR-15 time. Like, no,
right,
don't knock on my fucking door.
Right,
like,
that's what I'm saying. And so when they yelled that they were missionaries, and I yelled through the door, I was like, motherfucker, I know you're not a missionary, because they don't come out past 9 o'clock. I know that. The reason I know that is because I used to teach the girls how to cook, right? So this person and missionaries, they will park and they will get out of the car together. If they come to your door, they will congregate. They will come out of your door together. This was one single person. I watched them go from my front porch back out to their car, and there was a car full of people. There was a man standing there, and he was talking to another person in the car, and they were talking about what to do. And I opened the window and I told them that I had called the police and that the police were on the way and they needed to be on their way. And the person got in their vehicle and they left. But they were bold enough again to come back the next night, much later this time. Only nobody was home, but my camera caught it. I'm not stupid. I know what you're doing. And you can try to make me look like a crazy person or not. I'm not out here ranting like a fucking crazy person. But you're sowing your own seeds of destruction. Just remember that. That's it. So, yeah. Impasta. Yeah. And it's ridiculous. But those are stupid things. Or like the day that I went, because I went to 2 days of the 3-day hearing, and the second day that I went, and somebody was asking about who I was and had a troll pointing at me, identifying who I was. And this is somebody who's now under scrutiny for doing some fuckery things in this case. When I left that fucking hearing, there was a nail in my fucking tire.
What?
Yes. That's why I couldn't go to the third day of the fucking hearings, because somebody had put a fucking nail in my tire, fiend. This is the shit that I am talking about. But I've not bitched. I've not moaned. I've not fucking complained. But I know what you did. I'm asking you kindly to leave me the fuck alone.
You're better than me, because I bitch and moan and complain all the time.
But the fucking up thing about it is that you can't go to the police.
Right. No, PSA. Don't ever fucking.
Don't go to the cops.
Don't go to cops. Period.
Don't.
That's it. Fuck them.
No.
Not your friends. You can tell your friends about shit. Don't fucking tell the cops about shit. The cops are not your friends. Go talk to somebody else. Feel free. Do not talk to the cops.
But trust me, I made sure to get some security for myself. And I know how to defend myself by any means necessary. Please know that as well. So it's bad. But if you have no reason to worry, then don't worry about it. Just kind of keep it moving. You know what I mean? There's a reason for everything. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying. Correct. If you're not breaking any laws, the only way that the cops are going to get you, most likely, is if you're talking to them. So don't fucking talk to the cops. Don't talk to them. Do not talk to the cops.
Don't. And make sure
especially if you're innocent. Especially. Like, honestly, hey, if you know what? If you're guilty, do talk to the cops. Because fuck you. You did something bad, and
one word.
You. Because
one word.
I'm just saying, if you did it, like that is justice.
When you say lawyer, and then you zip it. Zip.
I'm just saying,
one word.
Guilty,
lawyer.
If you're guilty, go ahead and get yourself fucking arrested. Like, because fuck you. You're guilty. I'm just saying, if you're innocent, do not talk to the cops.
Right.
Because fuck the guilty people, and the innocent people should not be getting prosecuted for this shit. Like,
no, should not. Should not. Yeah, Belle Mayhem says, doormat says, talk to my attorney. That sure does.
I want that doormat.
You learned your lesson.
I want that doormat, but I also essentially have the same thing because I have a "Don't Tread on Me" flag like flying right next to my door, front door.
Yeah, well,
like people know not to fuck with me, probably, or they should know. They should know. Like, I wouldn't fuck with that person.
But yeah, I mean, just the way that I feel about it, though, is like I'm not doing anything to anybody who doesn't have anything to worry about. If you don't have anything to worry about, don't worry about it. You know what I mean? Like, and sometimes, like, when I post things, it's not necessarily like geared at you. It's just my thoughts and things, processing of things that I've learned. It's not necessarily aimed at somebody, but if you take it personally and you come after me for something, you understand what I'm saying to you? Then start taking it personally. I've been harassed. I have dealt with all kinds of stuff, but you know what? I have stayed strong and stood tall, and I'm going to keep staying strong, and I'm going to keep pushing, and you are not going to break me. My resilience is far too strong. Far too strong. And I'm not weak, and I will never flip. I will not flip. So stop asking. Please don't ask me again.
I would flip in a minute if somebody gave me fucking anything, but obviously there isn't anything.
Why would I want something that's attached to blood buddy? You would have asked me that?
Well, right. Fuck those people. Those fucking.
Why would I want to be attached to something so unnerving, disturbing? It's sick. It's sick. Do you know the depths and depravity that somebody has to go to get to that point? How does somebody get that fucking low? How do you get that low? How do you sell your soul to the motherfucking devil?
They've been dirty for a long time.
Yeah, you made your soul contract with the devil, but guess what? The devil always comes to collect his dues, man. Remember, the devil went down to Georgia. It starts real bad when the devil went down to Georgia.
Everybody's going to watch Defense Diaries.
Yep, they are. I'm sure they are.
Go listen to Rosie. It's a little bit, so like, I mean, it's not a popular topic, but it's weird. Rosie has like a lot of contacts with like a lot of people.
Yeah.
And it's kind of weird that like out of the defense team, like everybody else singing praises.
Yeah.
Brad Rosie kind of like, well, I don't know. Okay, dude, really? He's trying to get by on being pretty. Okay, cool. Like, it's weird. Like, you're just friends with all these people. But it's also telling that, like, that gives us some legitimacy to it. Like, Brad Rosie is literally friends with, like, every fucking person in Logansport. And, did they throw a bunch of local people under the bus? Sure the fuck they did. Like, with reckless abandon. Well, like, okay, well, like, I would kind of buy it a little bit more because you did that, like, because you're that's your backyard, and you're just gonna, like, you don't care, like, I mean, I think you would care. I don't think you would do that, like, unless, like, it was legitimate.
Yeah, but I think it takes a good person. Like, I don't think he's a bad person. I think he's a good guy because it takes somebody who's good.
Right. Like, right. You're not going to throw people under the bus for like bullshit. That would be a bad person thing to do. And
it would.
Yeah, I don't think
it would be terrible.
Right. No, nobody's going to do that. So, like, it's when you're saying something, it's legitimate.
Yes.
And all the people that are like, oh, it's not, they're just making up bullshit. Like, why the fuck would he do that? Like, he's just going to, like, fuck everybody in his own community? Like, no. Like, nobody is going to do that. That's stupid.
It just, I the things that you just keep watching and unraveling, it boggles my mind. I mean, I can flip the switch to so many different things that have happened. It just, it's like your brain starts to hurt. You know what I mean? But you never forget where you see things. And you can always find something. Always find something. I don't know. But yeah.
Another PSA, do not cook with Tom Webster.
Yeah. It just because I told that story, I won't be cooking with any more missionaries, like, ever, by the way.
Right.
You know that.
Grittier missionaries either.
Because I don't want somebody trying to fucking bamboozle me and be like, oh, now act like you're a missionary. Okay. No. You tried that tactic. You didn't do your studying well enough on that one. But yeah. I just feel frustrated with a lot of things, a lot of the way that, behaviors run. And I get it. There's a lot of emotions happening. It's like a roller coaster ride. A lot of people are going through a lot. Everybody's going to have time to process it. I get it. I guess mainly like the main thing that you can only ask of others is to just be mindful of other people. Be mindful of the things that you say and that you do to other people. Karma comes away. Karma has a really weird way of catching up with people. It really does. And it will catch up with you. Even if you think you're untouchable, it usually will catch up. But it's your heart that has
I
to
hope that's not true.
Huh?
I said, I hope that's not true.
I'm just saying, like, it's your heart. Like, when you leave this world, right, and you go to that place beyond, and they grab your heart and they place your heart on that scale. It's up to you to see how balanced that scale is going to be, right? You know, you go through they say.
I don't really believe in like that sort of stuff. I don't believe in like supernatural stuff. Like, well, I think it's a good metaphor, but
I think
I don't believe that like
the point of it is that it's your soul. You understand what I'm saying? It's something to do with your soul, like the weight of the things in your soul and the choices that you choose to make.
I don't believe that a soul is like what people imagine it to be. And I don't think people should. I don't think people should imagine God or soul or like any of those very complex things as like imaginary things that you believe that's what they are, because that's not what they are. They're just much more.
I'm just saying that like when you expand your mind, it goes infinitely further than if you close your mind. With an expanded mind, you're able to look at things and see things and explore things, and that's something that I enjoy. Like, I always enjoy learning. I'm always learning. Like, my mind is always wandering somewhere, some way, you know, figuring stuff out. I enjoy that. You know, I enjoy going and seeking the information and seeking the answers and asking the questions. You know,
right? Yeah, like thinking about things is good.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, and I also like sometimes when I look for things, sometimes you get inspiration in the most unexpected places. And what I mean by that is when you go places that some are uncomfortable going, and you listen and you think about certain aspects of things. Like, I can tell you that there were some answers that I found, like during my research, right? There were some things and aspects that I found because I was willing to be open-minded, and even watching, like, the thing that they did about this that was so effortlessly when they did their media plan, right, was that not only did they run their media through social media, like sites, right, where they can chit chat back and forth, but when they were getting ready to do some dirt, or they were getting another piece of their dirt lined out, right, they were sending a message to each other. It's like a cryptic message. And so they're letting people know, okay, this is what we've succeeded. This is where we're at. And this is why certain things would be covered as topics. Look at their topics. Go back and see what they're discussing. They're discussing those things for a reason. So when you start to look at those things and you start to discern and you pick up on the cues and how certain people operate, that's, the talking points, practicing the talking points. Very, very, very key. Because even in those talking points, they get duper's delight, and they tell on themselves. Oh, they've told on themselves with duper's delight all through this shit. I can't wait. I can't wait. But all right, man, I got to get out of here for a bit, and I will come back tomorrow, and I will do the reading for you guys of the documents, because it's fairly long and I've got to get dinner cooked. But I've enjoyed sincerely hanging out with y'all.
Gritty, what's for dinner? Gritty, what's for dinner?
I don't know. My husband's getting takeout for us. So I have to figure out what I want and get all that situated. Okay. But thank you so much, each and every single one of you who came to listen, whoever is going to listen in the future streams. Welcome to Gritty's Two-Stepping on the Haters. Hit the like button. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Have a good night, y'all.